Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here.
I'm here. Angela.
I like your turban, Jasmine.
I'm on my Nick Cannon today.
I tried to send Jasmine some turbans to purchase.
They were a little pricey. Your suggestions were a little pricey.
She was like $400. I was like, it's nice.
I was like, Amazon it is.
All right, but we are talking about double standards. Yesterday we were filming for Lip Service, which comes out today with Dirty Street Confessions.
Okay.
And one of the guys, Price, he has an OnlyFans. And so they were talking about, you'll hear the episode. It's very funny.
It is.
But a lot of conversation was had, and then you were like, well, let me see your pictures. Let me see it.
Yes.
And, our producer, Dan, felt like you were too aggressive in asking it. And then he said if a man would have asked a woman, well, let me see your pictures, that it would have been an issue. So then we started talking about double standards, right? Because we had Fat Terrell and Addis Fouché on last week's episode. And he was talking about losing his virginity to his babysitter when he was underage. So that's statutory rape, and she was of age. And so a lot of people were also saying that is terrible, that a lot of people don't realize the double standard of that, right?
Yes.
Because if that would have been a man who was grown, a little girl who was 11 years old, it would have been all hell. So it's just these conversations that we want to make sure that we continue to have about these double standards that are happening. And we want to hear what your thoughts are on some double standards that you feel like exist when it comes to men and women. 800-292-5150 is the number. What's up, Danica? How are you?
Hi, Angela.
How are you, darling?
I'm good. How's that?
Good morning.
What are your thoughts about these double standards?
I feel like it is messed up because females do get away with a lot. And I'm guilty of being one of those females who get away with things
Like
that
what?
I shouldn't have. So my boyfriend, he went out the other night and I was like, oh, that's super drunk. And when you come home, I'm going to take advantage of you. And I'm going to do all this stuff and you're not even going to remember.
Ooh.
I laughed about it, but I'm like, if a guy was to say that to me, it would not be funny.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I never thought about that.
I would also like to say that you had told him beforehand. It's also your man. Not that it matters, but you did tell him beforehand. Right. So it's not like he blindly knew, that he was going to get taken advantage of.
That's true.
It just sounds bad, I guess. Like, it doesn't sound bad coming from you, Danica, but if a guy, and that's exactly the point of a double standard.
Cringing,
If a guy sent me that message, like, listen, when you get home after being out with your girls, I'm going to take advantage of you and you won't remember. I'll be like, oh my God.
I'll be like, oh, this sounds fun.
See, yeah, Jasmine's different.
Yeah, so I definitely did what I said, and he definitely didn't remember.
Okay.
I feel like I can't laugh at that.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Danica.
No problem.
Bye.
Hey, Elliot.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up? We're talking about double standards. What do you think about what women can get away with?
I think women get away a lot more with their preferences than men do.
Okay, that's a fact. You can be like
And let's
bisexual.
But let's say a woman has a preference. I only want to date tall guys.
Okay.
I only date dark-skinned guys, right? But as soon as a man says, I don't like a heavy woman, is always a problem.
Okay.
If a woman says, I don't like heavy men, I don't like skinny men, I want a man with muscles, it's never a problem. But the one man says that this is a deal breaker for me, or my standards are this, or I want this, is always a problem. Don't be mean. That's not, you body shaming, so on and so forth. But it's always okay for a woman to say that.
All right. I would think that should. People have also told me that women have more of an issue with men, like black men dating outside of their race, but then black women can be like, oh, I don't want to date no more black guys.
Like, we see black women with non-black men. We like, you go, girl. But if it's the other way around, we
right.
See, I think that's the stigma that we walk around with.
Okay.
Right? If we walk the street with a light-skinned woman, we get looked at, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we look at it, people look at it as a come-up. He's trying to come up. He's with this white girl, right? But the moment a black woman is with a white man, it's she's doing something strange. She doesn't like us anymore. She's reaching out the box. She's trying to be something different.
Yeah, it's so crazy. But he's right, though, when it comes to like men having preferences as far as like looks.
Right.
It's an issue. And also money. Women will be like, I'm not dating no broke guy. But if a guy's like, I'm not dating no broke chick.
It's
a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem. Like there's no problem with a man dating the cute girl in the back of the register at McDonald's. But that fine woman is not going to come in McDonald's, get that McFlurry, and date that guy moving no fries.
I will go get a McFlurry.
Yeah, but you may not date him. Points were made, sir. You're right.
You're not dating the handsome guy making the fries.
Okay. All right, thank you. Hey, Shakita, how are you?
Hi.
We're talking about double standards when it comes to men and women. What do you want to tell us? Your opinion.
The one that bothers me is what you were talking about with the children, with the younger boys.
Mm-hmm.
I have a son myself, and I'm also a case manager, so I've seen situations where they act like it's not as serious because it's a boy. I know if it was my son and I find out about it, I'm pressing charges and I'm probably getting charges filed on me.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And you know how many times we've seen situations where it's like the teacher with the student, and now the teacher done got pregnant, but they stayed. We've seen that play out.
Mm-hmm.
And even now, it's a lot of sex trafficking in the area where I live. We've been notices about that. And a lot of times it's women because they trust a strange woman more than they trust a strange man.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right about that.
I remember D.L. Hughley told us a story about this woman that used to pick him up and basically molest him.
That's awful.
And then he said he stopped doing it because she smelled like cigarettes. He told us that story on lip service, and his mom found out. And he said he was so happy when his mom went in on her and was like, "Don't come over here anymore. Don't come get my son." And that's the only reason it stopped.
That's crazy.
And it affects them, I think, in ways they don't realize, even though they feel like it's okay. And it was just part of me growing up, part of me becoming a man, so to speak. It affects them deeper than they realize, I think, a lot of times, because it affects them sexually, emotionally, like being able to connect with people. And I don't think people talk about it enough or realize it.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely
It's got to
right.
be more of a conversation. We've seen people fathers with their sons be like, all right, we're going to make you you got to do this. Yeah. We've seen that happen. All right. Well, thank you for calling. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.